As always, we're diving into some fascinating stuff. Today we're,
Some pretty profound stuff.
yeah, profound is a good word for it. We're looking at a poem, Jayega Huns Akela.
By the mystic Indian poet Kabir.
Exactly. And sometimes this is translated as, "The swan will fly away all alone."
That's a very evocative title, I think.
It really is. And the poem in itself, it really touches on some of those big questions.
Yeah, life, death,
The journey of the soul.
big stuff.
It really is. So we're going to be unpacking that today.
Unpacking Kabir's imagery, his metaphors.
Yeah, and
Yeah.
what he can teach us about, living a really meaningful life, even in the face of,
Mortality, yeah.
So the poem opens, and it just grabs you right away with this image.
Oh, yeah.
It says, "The swan will fly away all alone. Spectacle of the world will be a mere fair." Like, wow.
Right away, you have the swan, which is such a classic image of the soul,
Oh.
the human spirit, leaving the material world behind.
Yeah, you can almost picture that, right? Like that solitary swan
Yeah.
taking flight and just everything else kind of fading away.
Like the hustle and bustle of life, the worries, the concerns.
Yeah, just everything becoming really small and insignificant.
Yeah, exactly. And I love how Kabir uses this idea of the world as a fair.
Oh, yeah, that's so clever.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
like, there are these temporary attractions.
You have some fun,
You buy some trinkets.
right? Maybe eat some cotton candy.
But you don't stay there forever.
Yeah.
And it's the same with our material possessions, our achievements, our relationships. They're all part of this grand spectacle, but they're not ultimately what defines us.
No. And then he moves to this other image that really struck me.
Okay.
He says, "As the leaf falls from the tree is difficult to find, who knows where it will fall once it is struck with a gust of wind?"
Ooh, that is powerful.
It is, right? It's like,
It makes me think of, being lost,
yeah, totally.
the drift. And I think here, the falling leaf represents the soul that hasn't found its connection to the divine.
I see.
It's blown about by the winds of desire, external circumstances.
Yeah, totally. And it's interesting because he then kind of shifts gears a little bit.
Okay.
And he talks about, the influence of others.
Okay.
He says, "When lifespan is complete, then listening to orders, following others, will be over."
Mm.
I mean, how often do we feel that pressure, right, to kind of conform,
All the time.
to, live up to other people's expectations?
Yeah, society's expectations, family expectations.
It's almost like, we're so busy trying to please everyone else that we forget to ask ourselves, like, what do I actually want?
Exactly. What's my true purpose?
Yeah. And Kabir is really urging us to examine that.
Absolutely. To really look inwards.
And then he brings us face to face with, well, the ultimate reality. Yeah. He says, "The messengers of Yama are very strong. It's an entanglement with the Yama."
Mm-hmm.
And for those who might not be familiar with Hindu mythology, Yama is the god of death.
The Lord of Death. A very powerful, sometimes fearsome figure.
Right. And it's like Kabir is saying, we can try to run from it.
We can try to ignore it.
But ultimately, this encounter with Yama, with death, it's inevitable.
And that's a powerful message because it underscores the urgency of living a meaningful life now.
Right. And making the most of this precious time that we have.
Absolutely.
But, it's not all doom and gloom, right?
Oh, no, not at all.
Kabir also offers us this glimmer of hope.
A path forward.
Yeah. He says, "Servant Kabir praises the attributes of the Lord. He finds the Lord soon." So what's he getting at here?
Well, I think he's highlighting the importance of connecting with the divine. Through devotion, through contemplation, through seeking truth, we can find peace and purpose even in the face of death.
Yeah, he's basically saying to turn your attention towards the divine,
Connect with something larger than yourself.
and you'll find that solace, that fulfillment.
That's
And it's interesting because he also emphasizes that this is an individual journey.
Oh, absolutely.
He says, "Guru will go according to his doings, the disciple according to his." It's not about blindly following anyone.
Not about dogma.
No. It's about, each person has to find their own path.
To their own truth.
And that's really empowering, I think.
It is. It's a message of personal responsibility.
Yeah. So we've been talking about, the swan taking flight.
That solitary journey of the soul.
The world is a fair, kind of temporary and fleeting.
But full of wonder and beauty.
Right. And the falling leaf, adrift.
Without that connection to the divine.
And Kabir is using these images to really get us to think about the impermanence of life.
The inevitability of death.
But also the importance of seeking that connection with the divine.
And ultimately, finding our own path.
Yeah, it's pretty powerful stuff. So as we wrap up, I'm curious, Kabir compares the world to a fair.
Right.
What are the attractions, the experiences in your life that you really want to make sure to, experience?
Before that swan takes flight.
Yeah, before that swan takes flight. What really matters to you?
That's a great question. I think for me, it's about those moments of connection, of love, of creativity, those moments where I feel truly alive and in alignment with my purpose.
That's beautifully put. And, for all of you listening, I hope this deep dive has given you some things to ponder as well.
Some food for thought.
Yeah. Until next time, keep exploring
Keep seeking.
and keep diving deep.
Bye for now.
Bye, everyone.